right, welcome everybody. Happy Wednesday of a short week. Just gonna give another minute for folks to come on in. All right. Well, hello. My name is M. Drucker, and I work out of the Temple University Career Center. I'm an outreach specialist, so I work with employers who are interested in recruiting Temple talent and supporting other professional development needs for the student body. Today we're talking about Handshake, just really important platform. It's kind of your gateway into your career development, your professional development here at Temple, and is important to connecting with employers, which is it's not even just the professional development piece. It's like, okay, we're gonna get employers in there too. So I'm gonna start sharing my screen. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Any head nods? Awesome, love it. Thank you, Landon. So own your future. We like to talk about that at the Career Center, and that's what you're doing by going into Handshake. Why Handshake? It's a one-stop shop. It's a gateway into the Career Center at Temple, and like I said, to employers through jobs and internships that are posted. I will show everybody how to create a personalized profile with interests particular to you and your needs that employers will be able to see, and that will also customize the recommendations that Handshake gives you for jobs, internships, volunteer opportunities, etc. So just like Netflix, Spotify, all those fun different applications, Handshake also is intelligent, follows the data that you put in on your profile, and also the sort of matches, like students in similar majors to you have applied for these positions, so they'll show you those types of things as well. This is just a testimonial from a student who graduated this year, hopefully. Congrats, Juliana. She speaks to, in this blurb, she's a creative writing major, and she was able to find a really niche job function that interested her and look for that in Handshake. And now she's reading scripts in LA. Great job, Juliana. Okay, so let's get in there. First things first, I'm just going to go to temple.joinhandshake.com, and I'll be using my AccessNet email and affiliated password to log in. And I would just like to mention that maybe if you have a phone, on or near you, you grab that. After I show you a couple things in Handshake, I'll have a QR code for you to be able to pick up Handshake on your phone, get the app, so that by the time you leave this session, you've already been in there and started to maybe even set up your profile. All right, so I'll show you a few things. I'll log in as a student myself. You'll see when you put in temple.joinhandshake.com, or you scan the QR code that you'll see in a slide in a little, it takes you right to this page. There's nothing special you have to do to set up an account. All you got to do is click here. You have your AccessNet information. That's me. I've got a really long password so that I don't have to do caps lock or anything. All right, I got the two-step notification. Gotta be safe. All right, so we're in.
Really quick, I can't see the website. I see the slides.
It does say screen sharing is paused. Thank you. Let's see, new share. Here we go. How's that?
There it is.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and if people have questions as we go on, put them in the chat or wave your little hand and, the emoji hand, and we'll get to questions if you have them. So we're looking at the main page here on what you first see when you first log in. You can see jobs, employers, community, which is kind of like a forum. You can investigate career paths and different roles, events, and also the Temple University Career Center. But really, before I explore anything, the number one thing that I would do as a student is go in and edit my profile. So I'll just click on the little icon in the corner with my initials and hit my profile. And you can see I've started a profile here. In this top right corner, my journey, this is just like a little bio that asks you to write a blurb, similar, I think, to like a LinkedIn like tagline where you write, some of your experiences and interests. In particular, the mock-up I wrote, I said, I'm interested in internships and job opportunities for, and lab opportunities rather, for summer 2021. And that can be especially valuable, this little bio, for when you're in the career fair, because the employers who you're meeting with will be able to see the bio and get a quick idea. Okay, I have an idea of who this person is before I'm even seeing them or talking to them. And then even afterwards, it can help them connect the dots, make sure they remember who you are. And it's a way to distinguish yourself as well. Definitely put a photo in. I haven't had the chance to do that. But, again, another way that employers can remember you, check your profile, connect those dots. For education, work and volunteer experience, and organizations and extracurriculars, you can manually input all of these. There's also the option to upload documents, so you can upload your resume and build the profile from there. So I'll show you that in 1 minute. And you can see, actually, my resume is down, well, all the way at the bottom, actually, is where the resume shows up. You see that I have my resume uploaded right there. And if I go into, well, we'll Google, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll show you the documents in a second. But I do want to come back up and show you that it's as, after you upload the document, it's as easy as clicking to build your profile. That's what I previously clicked. And then I'm approving all, just so that everything actually is officially on my profile now. For documents, I could either go manage documents like you saw down there, or again, this menu has everything that you could need. Where you see that there are options for uploading, definitely make sure that you're uploading the right document to the right section. It will be confusing and it won't show up correctly if it's a resume and a cover letter or vice versa. A couple things of note is that in order to have your resume visible, it's really important that you've got this clicked. You've got to have it featured on your profile, and you've got to have that visible, featured on profile. Great. And then you can build a profile from resume, just like it says. You can edit the document, delete it. I've uploaded it as a PDF. I highly recommend doing so. And we have Kelsey and Katie on the call right now. They're both coaches who are eager to look over resumes with you and give you tips. And this is an example resume of a non-senior in the sciences, which is the student profile I'm building out. So I'll go back. So like I said, then make sure that that's visible as well, even if it's featured on the profile, but that visible is not clicked, it won't show up. Again, when the career fairs come, this will be really, really helpful and important for employers. You'll get a chance to talk to them and let them know about your interest and personality over the time you have with them. But this will help them connect, okay, who was this student? And maybe you got into an interesting conversation that was about, the topics that you're interested in, and you didn't get to go into your experience. You're gonna wanna have the resume up there. All right. So beyond the resume and your bio and your profile, another important aspect of setting up your account is your career interests. And I'll show you, I'll go back to my profile. you'll see on here that it really, this is like, as you can build it out from the resume, it's kind of mimics a resume, right? These are the things I've done. The career interest section, or the things I've done or am doing, the career interest section is more targeted at what do you wish? What are you looking for? What are your goals? And this is going to help set up the recommendations that Handshake will make for your job opportunities that are posted for you on the main page. You can see I've started this already, what type of jobs I'm looking for, all of these questions. The more information you put in, the more tailored there will be for you. Of course, if you are, this is a great place for exploration. So if you also are open to, more interests, more topics, more job functions or graduate programs, put them in. It can't hurt to see those opportunities as well. In this case scenario, I'm a biology major. I'm gonna say I'm interested in a whole bunch of these. And when do I expect to graduate? May 2022, great. Again, the more info you put in, the more curated it will be. Save my career interests, and then we'll go back to the profile to see what they've recommended for me and how applicable it is. So I can go straight to jobs by clicking here, right? But if I scroll down, based on job roles you're interested in, got animal care internship, definitely, relevant things to my interests. And it even shows you on this page, jobs expiring soon. So there's a lot catered, to you, and a lot of recommended based on your activity. So like I said, that harkens back to when I said that it's data-based. You're gonna wanna build out your profile, but then also once you get going, it's gonna have recommendations for you. So the next thing I wanna show you on this page that I think is important is going to be the events. There are jobs and internships on Handshake, that's one thing. But then there's this whole slew of events that happens. Some of them are put on by career centers at the university, like the Temple University Career Center, or Kelsey and Rose are putting on an event. You're gonna find both of those things. And also employer-driven events. So employers will go into Handshake, make their own event that sometimes we even miss because they just throw that in there. And but I say that to say they're there, and they're actually more abundant right now in this virtual environment than they've ever been. So going into events and even just filtering for some of your interests and scrolling, you might be surprised by what you find. And again, in this virtual environment, it's easier than ever to hop on something, even if you're not sure what your interest is. Some of them are very low level commitments. It's workshops and other skill building things. So you can see options here. And you can filter for whatever you want. What I'm gonna do though, rather than looking for specifically filtered things, is I'm going to just scroll a little to show you some examples. Whirlpool is coming to campus, quote unquote, coming virtually. You can see all the different workshops and things like that. This is what we're in right now, CST Handshake Review. So, so those are some of the events, but this is also where career fairs are housed. So I'm clicking on career fair because I wanna go looking for one of the CST career fairs to register for. It is that time almost, so get excited. And I'm going to look down. I can filter for it, but I also know that it's coming up, so I'm just gonna go looking. Okay, technology, one biology. I'd rather look for the life science fair. That's all. Maybe I will search for it. Aha. All right. So you can see the career fair. We've got the tips here, the things you need to do. And actually, one of the things that's reminding me is to set your profile to community, which I'll show you in a second, so that we can ensure your profile is visible to employers and they can accept your scheduling. And I'll even register for the fair, because this is something that a lot of you will, hopefully all of you will do in the next little bit, the next week or so. I'm registered. I have to sign up for sessions. So we won't go too deep into career fairs right now, but as you know, they're going to be different this fall than they might have been in the past, or virtual, and that means that you're going to sign up for one-on-one time with an employer, and you'll have to go in and set up your schedule. So I'll answer some of these questions, and you can prefer not to answer them if you need to. So I'm registered. Perfect. And then I can go and I can click on your sessions, show open sessions. I'm not sure, Kelsey, if you have any input on that.
Yeah, we just have employers are continuing to sign up for the fairs and set their schedules. And so as Em said, the fairs this fall are going to be virtual, which for those who have gone to CST job fairs previously, they've been in person, and they just are different this year in that, yes, you do need to sign up for sessions. This also means that employers will be setting a schedule where students will be able to select times to meet with them when they are available. And so, yes, right now it says no sessions. Mm-hmm. And that is something that you may see for, probably the next few weeks. I know this fair, I believe, is October 16th. So we're still quite a ways out. But that should hopefully, certainly as we get closer to the fair, update with more availability.
Perfect. Thank you, Kelsey. So on the events page, you'll now see on the right your schedule, and that includes anything you've registered for, including a fair. And this will come up. You'll be able to schedule sessions whenever it's relevant, when those sessions have been populated by employers. Let's go to settings and privacy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make sure your profile is visible to everyone who you might want to see it. So again, I went to the initials in the top right corner. I'm clicking on settings and privacy. Loading. Aha. As you can see, and you can do a preferred name, which I appreciate. You can see right here the privacy settings. What you want is community. It says recommended. That really will make it so that it's visible to anyone on Handshake, essentially. And privacy is a personal issue, so do what you're comfortable with. But this will allow the employers to see it, even if where Temple, for example, isn't connected with them. So you never know what kind of jobs are going to be out there and who might be interested in your profile. I recommend doing community if you're comfortable with that. These are the work authorization questions down here as well. And I'll just make sure I always wanted to save any updates on here. It is fickle like that and needs saving often. So what I'd like to do, and please let me know if my screen sharing stops again. I don't think it will, but what I'd like to do is just to show you the QR code. I really want to just get you on there. Anybody who has a phone around, if you scan this code, it'll take you right to Handshake's main page where you can get into your AccessNet. I'll leave this up here for a minute. The next slide is about downloading the app. I mean, as we know, it's convenient to have the app for whatever you're working on. The mobile, I mean, if you're on mobile, it's helpful. Desktop, like with a lot of things, Handshake, I think, is designed for desktop first. So anytime that you're doing something sort of serious, or that you want to make sure you get it right, or if you're on a career fair, best case scenario, you're going to use the desktop. But it can't hurt to have the app, right? If you're scrolling on Instagram, you might as well scroll, Handshake opportunities. Why not? Yep, and there's information about the app. And really the last thing I want to say is one last push to fill out that profile. Handshake has studied itself, and they say that it's 5 times as likely that you'll be messaged by an employer if your profile's filled out. If you've filled out those career interests, put in your resume, put in a photo, those things are all going to help you maximize your use of Handshake and make it work for you. So yes, thank you. That is basically Handshake in a nutshell. The more basic things anyway. I'm going to go back to the slide with the QR code for the meantime in case anyone missed it. And I'm just going to ask if anybody has any questions or comments, confusions. Going to open it up. Love it.
Nope, we can't see the QR code.
You can't. Am I covering it up?
It looks like the website again.
Mm-hmm. There we go. How's that?
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Sorry. And somebody,
that's
somebody
great.
was about to ask a question, I think, too. So.
Oh, great. Hello.
Well, I was just gonna. I mean, it's all like pretty intuitive and easy to use.
Mm-hmm.
Are there anything? How do I phrase this? If you would like, is there any? All right, I got it. Sorry. What would you imagine would be like a good pace in terms of like going to events? Like maybe one to two a week, or more than that, or less, or just as many as one can do?
I'm interested in what Kelsey and Katie have to say as well as career coaches. But what I would say is it depends on where you are in your path, and what you're looking to grow in. So if you are, a first year or a sophomore, maybe you're checking out what sort of skill building workshops are on there. If there are mock interviews, things that are skill building that you want to get an early start on. If you're maybe a senior and it's time to look for a job, you might be on there doing employer, meetups as often as you can. So it's really about where you're at and what interests you on those events.
I would absolutely echo what Em said with that too. Another thing is I wouldn't go to events just for the sake of going to events, right? Like I want to make sure that anything you go to is something that is of interest and relevant. That way you have some more time to be really thoughtful about it and maybe research the event and the employers going there. This is a really great opportunity to give yourself that space to do that research and stuff. So not just events to go to events, but sort of cater to what your interests are.
Absolutely. Quality over quantity with all of these things.
I mean, I echo both Em and Katie for sure. In that definitely, picking what speaks to you and where you are at in your career journey. I think we have employers in CST who have come to us and have said, oh, this student has been engaged at this event, and now I'm talking with them at the job fair. This is great. So we do have some employers who track the engagement of students if they go to multiple events leading up to maybe a larger networking event or the job fair. So if there's a company that you have your heart set on, that by the time you are wanting to graduate and land a job there, I would probably, even as a freshman, be checking out some of their events just to stop in, to, ask questions, be engaged with them. And that, I mean, really, it's flattery for the employer that you're continuing to engage with them. And it really shows that interest that you have.
It's very helpful. Thank you.
Excellent. Any other burning questions? Okay. Kelsey or Katie, do you have anything else you want to add?
I mean, I would definitely just say and echo what you said earlier, Em, that if you don't already have a handshake profile, now is definitely the time to set that up. I mean, thank you so much for going through all of the step-by-step, what you can be doing now, especially the career interests. That'll make your life so much easier as you're navigating around that homepage, and definitely finding events that speak to you. We'll definitely be sending out some communications, and I think the end of the week, beginning of next week, regarding specifically the upcoming job fair and employer meetups in CST, as well as some other workshops that we have to continue assisting in CST student prep for those events.
Thanks, Kelsey. Thank you, everyone, and go into your handshake profile after this. Thanks, y'all.
All right. Thanks,
Bye.